the grin. Chip on his soul, does he climb to the top? Does he crack, does he fold? Questions on blast, we rewind each frame. Is he king of the hill or just part of the game? Whole chat spams put that crown on his head, or do they write him off, leave him buried instead? Into somewhere we scream at the screen together. End of the world, but we're still here. Click and hold tight, ride the fear. Into somewhere, hot takes cut like a razor. Last show, cold glow, see it clearer. End of the year, but we're still here. But we're still here. Do they walk from the smoke? Old scars, old jokes, do they stand face to face? Edge and Christian in the same place. Do they hit that stage like ghosts from the past? Spears and ladders, can the moment last? Or do we just keep guessing in this glowing glare? Jay, Cody, hot mics, we're already there. But we're still here. Into somewhere we scream at the screen together. End of the world, but we're still here. Click and hold tight, ride the fear. Into somewhere, hot takes cut like a razor. Last show, cold glow, see it clearer. End of the year, but we're still here. But we're still here. But we're still here.
Into somewhere, live on the screen. Jake and Cody, chasing that dream.
Yeah, hit go live, let the chat fill. Kill that mic, yeah, we that real. You talk views, I talk will. I got the skill, and since you lack still. Thumbnail tight, got a card on cue. Breaking down spots that they all slept through. On board deep, crowd start to boo. We see the story that they hide from you. Grinding on a Monday, notes on the page. Clock says sleep, but we call that cage. World on mute when we step on stage. Turn doubt in the day to turn fear into rage. They can't see this road. Every new sub feels like gold. World holds us back, we still upload. Same two voices, heavy flow. Into somewhere where the lost ones go. We call the match, let the real ones know. Into somewhere, let the love unfold. Yeah, algorithm code. Yeah, freeze that reach. Then we pull up, let the long form preach. Frame by frame, every beat, each breach. We catch truth that the suits won't teach. Chat say quit, but they still tune in. Every live show like we fight for a win. Turn one view to a squad to a kin. From a cracked old mic to a trip on spin. They laugh at the name, say the lane too niche. But we saw a main event in the smallest glitch. From the bot in the chat to the vial in the pitch. We dodge each hit, still refuse that switch. Into somewhere.
Go Worlds in Review. Did I call that or what? What a night. I'm telling you, that main event, did that save this show for me? I don't know, but we're going to get into it. We got a lot to talk about. That is for damn sure. We're not alone. We still got our special guest. It's the end of the year, AEW's last pay-per-view, and we're here to have fun. So happy early new year, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well. And welcome to the AEW World's End Review. It is December 28th, 2025, and we're not alone. I've got the one, the only, Cody Oneidi 316.
Give me a hell yeah.
What's going on? I thought tonight was an awful show besides the ending, so I don't think it saves it for me overall because I'm sick and tired of these pay-per-views going on way too long. I can go on a longer rant, honestly, at this point on how bad long shows are, but yeah, the show sucked besides the main event. The crowd was dead too, by the way.
But Liz is here.
Yeah.
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 That's right. What's going on? Check out her Twitch in the link in the chat below. Hopefully everybody's
My cat's
doing
here
well.
Too.
Right? Isn't that great? See, we've got everybody joining in. You can find her over on twitch.tv/DJAnime2016.
Hey,
and guess
kitty,
what?
what's wrong?
We're live
you want
on
a
Twitch
cat?
as well. We're live
want a
on
cat?
Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Don't let the cat kill you. We don't need that. Yeah.
He
that's
wanted a
for
cat.
sure.
He wants a cat treat. He sees the treats, so
Yeah. Animals.
He wants
I'm
a
telling
treat.
you. Always bopping in the worst times. But this was a
Yep.
show to end all shows to be a show. This really was that kind of a show. I didn't enjoy a lot of this. I'm going to be frank and upfront, and I'll break down why. It was lacking a lot of what I thought they were building towards. They kind of went in a different direction, and I think when I kind of verbally get this out, y'all's going to agree with me.
Yeah.
We'll see if I change anybody's mind. This is not an entire negative. I think there's building blocks and things they can do from here. It's not like it's the worst ever, but it was ultimately not that entertaining for the most part. Both of the Continental finals matches, you want to say, they were very slow. And then they made Moxley out to be the hero. He is now the face of the Death Riders. He even gave
I
the
have
audience,
no idea.
right, a rah-rah promo. I thought then, like, oh, they're going to attack him now. They're
That's what I was waiting for.
right. I was like, all right, they are all standing around, and
They're
he's
all
being
standing
like,
there, all lined in a line.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm waiting. Is somebody gonna do something?
Moxley's like, I love you, people. I do. I really do. And I was like, oh, they're gonna kill him. Let's see this.
Yeah.
And then he gets out of the ring and walks away because he's been selling that he's been in the ankle lock and all the submissions, and his body is just, oh, he's so destroyed. And then now he's like skipping out of the arena with his new belt, which we already knew the title thing was confusing as all fuck to begin with, but even the lawyers can't make sense of what's going on there. Hiko said it earlier, because Okada is International, Continental, and Unified Champion when he enters the show tonight. He loses, but he only loses the Continental belt. He keeps the International belt, but then he has to vacate the Unified belt because he's no longer the Unified Champion because he doesn't have both belts. So they're not truly unified. It was just a symbol of unification.
So his match with the match that he had with Omega back, when was that? All In, I guess.
I think
I don't
so.
remember now.
Around there, Texas, yeah.
Yeah. So that match meant nothing.
Yep, it was just
What AEW match means something. Are we surprised?
it was more symbolic. It was
Oh.
more
That's AEW for you. Matches meaning nothing.
I don't know why Samoa Joe took the belt from Hangman initially. It should be that MJF took it from Hangman now. That's where the story should be. Samoa Joe shouldn't
That's
be
probably
near the
where it's
title.
going.
We've seen all this already. This triple threat until they added MJF was last year's Revolution show. Like, it's not anything new. So I'm glad MJF shook it up a little bit, but we've seen that as well. I'm happy he's champion, honestly, just because I'm hoping it shakes things up a bit. But overall, this
Maybe for a
night,
few weeks, but
this
AEW will
night
go
left
back
a
to
lot
its-
to be desired. I feel like.
Right.
I'm
Wait for
sorry.
Kenny Omega to come out. I was like, "Where's Kenny Omega?"
I thought there would be any type of surprise or
I want to
anything.
know what Kenny Omega. He said something to the Bucks that he says, "I have some unfinished business I need to take care of." I'm like, well, what is this unfinished business, Kenny? You going to tell us?
Wait,
He
sir.
didn't
you
finish
thought there
the
would
Final
be,
Fantasy VII remake.
You thought
so.
AEW would give us something? Their shit creative team would, well, if they even have one, would
Yeah.
give us something.
Be quiet, Mr. Negative.
I'm just
No.
I know, Cody, but here we were trying a little bit of that enlightened positivity everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
So you want to break the fourth wall for a minute on how much I'm an ass? I got a new mic arm for Christmas, and I'm like, oh, I've got to move the monitor back because the arm keeps
You too,
banging into it
Mikey.
that way. And I'm like, I got to figure that out. And my wife comes over, and it's bent this way now, so it keeps hitting the monitor. And I'm like, I can't, So she comes over and she takes the mic arm, and then she bends it this way
Yeah.
and looks at me. And I just saw the failure in her eyes well up.
Yeah, you
As
silly.
I was like, oh, I just had to bend it the other way, huh?
Oh God.
That's
I
why
almost
behind
didn't
every
watch
man
the- I
is an
almost
even
didn't get to
better
watch the
woman.
pay-per-view.
That's how I'm still
Comcast is having
alive.
problems.
Comcast is always having problems. That's half the battle here. They know it too, and what are you going to do about it? Go to AT&T? Ha! Nobody wants that garbage.
Well, I had HBO Max up in case they couldn't get it to work. So
Hey, at least they fixed it. FTR's match was a waste. I'm sorry, it was. Everyone thought that
Apparently,
we would get
they're
Edge
the
and
best
Christian.
tag team in the world, and you want to know how the crowd reacted to the best tag team of all time? When the match was over, no pop whatsoever. That's how Chicago thinks of the best tag team of all time, according to
Yeah.
AEW and Mr. Coke Man Tony Khan over there.
That's everything. I know that they were booking for matches, but this was a long show. Again, we've kind of gotten away
well, it
from
wasn't
this
as
a
long as
bit.
the last one they did.
I mean, thankfully not, but
Wow.
they've been pretty long. I mean, this was essentially from 7 o'clock to 5 hours and about 5 minutes, and they just kept adding matches to the pre-show as well. There was one after another, after another, after another. And I had a problem with it, and I don't want to be like, oh, it just, I seem outraged now, but really, I was upset by how they handled the pre-show because you have
Thank you,
Julia
Paul.
Hart and Sky Blue against Maya World and Hyon. Great, they filled in for a match. Now they're hired and they get to be on the pre-show. Great spotlight for them. Eddie Kingston versus Zach Gibson. All right, fine, quick match. Eddie gets to highlight with Zach for a bit, but then they had Bandito and Dorada taking on Davis and Romero. And Bandito's the winner of the ring, as you so, correctly pointed out the day before when I was all sorts of messed up because I was confused on certain elements because it not involving MJF. And I'm like, so does he have to, because every other year they've changed the rules of that Dynamite Diamond Ring match every year.
Yeah.
It started off as just a battle royal. Then it was a battle royal that went down to 2. And the winner before had to defend it against the winner of the battle royal. After that, then it was whoever won the battle royal then got to defend it against, went against MJF defending it. And then they had, they've changed it for 5 years. This year he has 0 involvement. He's not defending the ring. He still uses the ring as a gimmick. Bandito is going as the Dynamite Diamond Ring holder to go for the title this Wednesday on your New Year's Eve show.
No, it's not. No,
Right?
it's not this Wednesday.
Okay, it's the one where they come back the week.
It's I think it's the 14th show.
Okay. That's what I was. See, that's what I was confused about because I thought it wasn't this upcoming Wednesday. So when I was in my drunken slumber last night, I was kind of clear on what I was trying to get through in my mind. I was saying, it's not this upcoming week.
They announced it on because he won it on
This past
it wasn't on
Christmas
Collision,
Eve.
it was on Dynamite.
Yeah.
But they announced it again on Collision that he was going to go against whoever won tonight at January 14th, the January 14th show.
Okay. All right. So their next all out, type deal. So then
Whatever it's called, maximum carnage, or
Carnage,
something.
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why though. Have him on the pre-show, Bandito. If you have
I don't
all
know.
these other matches there, why have the man that's going up against your champion, essentially the next number one contender, and it's a new champion. It's MJF now. So you could build this match quite well, and instead you're like, nope, he's going to be on the pre-show and barely be seen. And then they had
Doesn't Bandito and MJF have a history anyway?
That's what I'm saying. So they could just build up on it. But Luchasaurus and Jack Perry in the next match was ridiculous. They attacked Luchasaurus. He had to come back much later on, all bandaged up to their theme again. It got interrupted the first time. And then, of course, it plays again when they win. But what are you going to do? Nothing special there. I didn't know they were having that match, though. That got added on.
I didn't know that match
later.
was happening either. I was like, where did this match come from?
Yeah, exactly. And I will gladly go ahead and be one to not overly critique the pre-show. Just try not to put your number one contenders or your new top stars into those positions, please.
Well,
Please.
Jack Perry gets to wrestle Ricochet for his title. So
But that's what I'm saying, and he's on the pre-show as well. Why not have had that match? They could have moved it.
that got announced after the pre-show match.
Yes, exactly. So no. What I'm saying is, why have their match not be something to be featured? Because Jurassic Express. Oh my goodness, they're back, and I feel like that kind of mini response they got lasted barely a week. Like people aren't booing them, but they're just not as excited as they were a few weeks ago.
Jurassic Express needs to go for those tag titles because FTR's tag champs is boring.
That's a big problem with this night. A lot of what we got here was just that. Cody, what did you think of the first match with Takeshita and Okada? Anything that pops out to you? Because fans were chanting "Holy shit" before they even started. Like they didn't even get a chance to ring the bell, and they're "Holy shit." Going nuts in the chants.
You only answer a real way or
yes, be genuine, please.
AEW sicko way.
No, I want your genuine response. I want to know what your answer is to Mr. Banana, please. Fuck, I forgot. We were arguing. I forgot. I got distracted by MJF. I forgot my sunglasses. Look at that.
It wasn't a bad match, but nothing I can care for when there's no stories.
I get it.
Buddy.
I get it. I should have. I was trying to come out in the beginning, look cool, and be all like, just. We're backing into somewhere. That's right.
There's a story between those two people. Those two. It's just there's a story.
There's stories, but
It'd be
if you wanna
cool
call it one, but not a good
with
story.
the artistic. Yeah, granted. This first match left me with so much just feeling of whelmed. Because it wasn't horrible, but it was so underwhelming that I was just whelmed. I wasn't.
No, the match was great until they ruined the finish.
Oh, even the stupid screwdriver moment onward. Before that, it was extremely slow, very slow. Okada was barely moving at times, and when he did fire back,
just wrestles slow. That man wrestles
but he used to
slow
wrestle
all the time.
with such a snap in his step that's why he was the greatest tournament wrestler of all time.
He reminds
hits
me of
that
Shinsuke Nakamura.
That like jumping tombstone that he hit that gets reversed into the actual tombstone with the German suplex behind it. It was like, oh, that's finally a moment. And then you do the Rainmaker, it gets no-sold. And then it's all about submissions. Oh, here we go. And we take it down, but no, let's get to the screwdriver. And that's it. That was the match. Slowness, screwdriver, done. And the screwdriver is ridiculous. Well, it could bust you open, but it's not going to knock you out. Even if you hit them with the plastic part, you're going to leave a big welt, but you're not knocking them out with it. Why not have a hammer or, the ring bell hammer, so something like that makes it. The screwdriver is to puncture and stab. And that's why when Fletcher uses it, they bleed. That's the point of him stabbing them in the head and just use the hammer.
The screwdriver, the thing is, Fletcher was looking for the screwdriver in the next match.
I like that being, but how did he not know that he already used it? I was backstage getting ready. There's monitors everywhere. People, no one told you, oh, he used this. come on, whatever. All right, I'm going to remain in kayfabe. It's not there. He's searching for it, but he couldn't have found any other weapon. Really. Regardless, I despised this. This was embarrassing.
All they're doing
slow.
is all that's going to happen is you're going to have the Don Callis family is going to have a big old explosion of people Takeshka's going to not be happy, and Fletcher's not going to be happy, and
So this was not at all what I was envisioning from, their IWGP champion in the Callis family, and then the unified international continental champion. When they had teased the match between these two, I'm like, oh, this is a match to sell out arenas. And I thought, hey, they added more tickets. They went all the way up to 9,054. They originally only set up for 8,000, so that's great. They once used to sell out here at 10K, so it's cool that they were just able to add in more fans. But I'm like, all right, well, Takeshita's not going on. This feels wrong. Are they going to really have Okada retain? Like, what are they doing here? And we get into Fletcher and Moxley, and this entire match, Fletcher's doing a great job because he is a great heel, but they play Moxley as the good guy. They make him have the epic comeback moment so the crowd gets behind him. It works. Moxley sells it. But people do kind of like respect Moxley for being this legend. He's putting on good matches. In the tournament, you can't knock the man for not trying. He certainly did, wrestle hard. Maybe not well, but I just wish he stuck to selling better. He's in the ankle lock forever, and then he's getting right up and fine. Things like that.
Fletcher couldn't do an ankle lock at all.
Save his life, literally. I'm not crazy about people passing out, but the way they did it here, and I mean, he was purple. Like, he really looked like he was done for. He probably legitimately told him to choke me out, and I'll wake up after. But I love how immediately, I didn't tap out, and he's all pissed off. And
that's what I told you to do to me when you said you were going to start this review tonight.
So as much as it was a hated outcome, I didn't want to see Moxley become a face. That was not on my 2025 bingo board. You guys, yeah, I didn't know what to make of that, but wasn't happening for me. So I was very perplexed with this ending. I thought that Fletcher was going on to win this, because in the end, what do we get from this? Moxley as a face and Moxley as a champion. What does that do for anything right now? It didn't elevate anyone else. It didn't. Fletcher and Takeshita, your younger talent, got fucking destroyed, and they got made to look like shit. They both got screwed over through essentially like means of cheating, if you want to say it. But Moxley basically fought his way back, but everybody had their moments, and it was just I didn't want to see Moxley become a face. I'm not one of those like, it's just why? What does he deserve any type of redemption for it? What has he done for the last? He ended Bryan's career, right? He ended Danielson's career. He killed him with a plastic bag. He played Remco.
Bryan Danielson forgot about that clearly, because they're like, he's going too far on Jon Moxley here.
Yeah,
more
they
far
don't
than I've ever seen before. Yeah, then Jon Moxley cutting some good guy promo, and Bryan Danielson has to make sense of why he won the tournament. Maybe that made him love AEW again.
I mean, it might be possible, and
they're trying to make sense of something that doesn't, just because they know it's dog shit creative. I hate to be negative, but that's just what it is.
And I guess we will talk about that match as well, the third part, just so it's all one together. So now we have Okada and Moxley, and this. We thought it was slow before. This was so much slower. Okada looked winded right away. And I miss Okada from New Japan. Him and Kenny Omega kicked ass. Like, I get why it got 6 stars, like it was stupid to break the system, but I understood the concept at that time, being like, oh my God, everything they do is amazing because it's in the Tokyo Dome. But regardless, has been better, right? This match did not deliver. You had just from the ring introductions on, the crowd is into it, but it turns into what? A dragon screw leg whip into a submission that lasts forever. It was a 20-minute match, and Moxley, broke his tooth in the match before. And and now he's, you know, showing that off more. And what do we get? There's a really mistimed spot, basically where the ref is supposed to turn around to avoid being hit, but Okada hit Moxley with a low blow, and the ref was just looking right at it. And I'm like, cool. And Okada then hits him with the Rainmaker, goes for the pin, and Moxley kicks out. And then again, he no-sells the Rainmaker at one point. Just, you know, the live crowd was like, okay, like, and this is when they gave him the comeback spot. And they, you know, he gets the paradigm shift and good near fall, but then he gets hit with the, you know, the Rainmaker, and then another one, and then all of a sudden he comes back and he hits him with the real Death Rider, you know, the real paradigm shift, up and over. And that's when he kicks out, but nope, he gets the stomp, and then he gives him the most gigantic up and over Death Rider, pins him clean. Now he is the new Continental Classic tournament winner and the Continental Champion. What say ye, Cody? Yeah.
Huh?
What say
Yeah,
ye about
that-
Moxley winning?
Doesn't make sense.
And the only thing worse in this match was the heel wait. It was a babyface promo that he cut afterwards in front of the entire Death Riders, you know, Ku Klux Death Rider Syndicate. And he was like, yes, I love the audience. We do this for you. We're the best sports entertainers in the world. We try so hard and we love you all so much. I've killed so many of your favorites, like figuratively, no, and literally in the last 12 months, I have sought, you know, to destroy so many baby faces, and now he deserves love and adulation.
Yep. That's AEW for you again, and I'm sorry. I'm just gonna sound negative until we get to the main event. But
I just don't get it. I don't know, Liz. I know you weren't happy with Moxley winning, but what do you think about
I didn't really
that
want
promo?
Moxley to win it. I was kind of like, whatever.
I'm curious about people in the chat. What is everybody thinking? RVD should
You
have had
know-
a finisher called a paradigm
You might
bag.
as well
That would
You
have
know
been
how-
good.
should've
you know
had
the show was
Okada
bad,
win
though?
win it again.
Yeah, no kidding. What's that, Cody?
you want to know how you know the show was bad though? Like, you make Chicago out of all places silent. half the show.
Chicago. Yeah, they were. This was probably a show that should have been in Toronto.
This is a
Yeah, I'm
dynamite.
telling you, it definitely should have been in Toronto. I think Toronto. That's just, you know, I agree. But granted, you know, my button freezes. I wish we had something better here. Like it feels so same old, more of the Super Moxley stuff, you know, like he can't be hurt ever. They injure him so badly in the ring and he'll get hit with chairs and spike, you know, into his back and all that stuff. And then he just, he wins. You know, like, no, you had a gigantic 2x4 with nails, rusty nails sticking out of it, puncturing your meat of your back where your spine is. How did you retain? How did you win? You know, but he does it again somehow, some way. I'm tired of Moxley to begin with. The Moxley character, the Stone Cold Moxley, never really did much for me, and I've hated very outwardly the Death Riders for a long time. But I at least was, for the longest time, looking forward to Texas, because once they got to All In, I'm like, whoever wins, okay, now it's Hangman. We're going to get behind him, and once we get through that, you know, they're going to be gone. That's it. The Death Riders are done. That's all we got to worry about. They're not being
Wrong.
resurrected. Just like, you know, Cody's old friend. Gotta be careful with that one. But regardless, this was bad. Moxley didn't need this. It doesn't do anything for the tournament. It doesn't add any legitimacy, and it makes people confused because he's like, wait, why is he not the unified champ? What happened here? I mean, that's really what it comes down to. FTR against the Gun Clubs, Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson, Bang Bang Gang Gun Club. What is there to say about this? They beat them down systematically and slowly, one at a time. They would eliminate Austin Gunn and beat the shit out of Juice Robinson for what felt like the better part of a half an hour from the Gun Club just getting destroyed. That's all we got. And eventually they hit him with a shatter machine and they broke it up themselves because they're like, wait, we have to hurt them more. And that's what they did. They got a spike pile driver and then a second one on the title belt. And they had, Dax pin Austin Gunn. And that was it. FTR retained 17 minutes of the dumbest brawl I've seen in FTR's, history with AEW. This was stupid through and through. Everything with the trash can was ridiculous. And it was fucking boring. That's the worst sin of all. Like, I don't care if it's a bad match. At least be entertaining. They just got heat for like 12 and a half minutes. Did they beat down each one of them slowly and methodically and painfully? Jake don't got time for that. I'm tired. We want to get in, get out, get done. Ask my wife. That's the agreement. Don't wake her up. You got 30 seconds.
Nate wants to know, this is a more entertaining question on the show. Nate wants to know when you think Edge and Christian are coming back.
Didn't we all have the conversation that they were supposed to do it tonight?
I was hoping they'd come back tonight.
Well,
everything in storyline made sense that FTR is so boring and so lacking.
You guys made me on board because you guys.
They're so lacking what, Cody? They're lacking. They're lacking. No, they're lacking charisma. And who has oodles of it? Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
FTR is just, Vintage Wolf is right. They're so boring.
Back to the MJF thing. This benefits AEW more than not because I don't give a fuck about you sensitive, dumb motherfuckers on Twitter. They're not saying, oh, MJF said something about Swerve and P. Diddy and comparing them. Shut the fuck up when Swerve compared MJF to P. Diddy too. So I don't give a fuck. So kiss my fucking ass. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So much for don't say these certain words we discussed earlier on.
MJF's an asshole, okay?
He is an asshole, but
care.
He's our champion, and I am
Not my champion. I can't stand his ass.
I'm excited. MJF is God. I mean, good. And I think he's the force we've needed to shake things up.
He needs to get the fuck out.
Liz, is he not a better champion than Samoa Joe?
I'd rather it be Swerve over MJF.
But is he not a better champion than Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe he never held the belt long enough to do anything with it.
That's not
MJF
that's not the question because now Swerve can take it from MJF.
MJF has a lot of
Cody
charisma.
Rhodes wannabe.
Swerve can take it from MJF, but Samoa Joe has been the antithesis of charisma and entertainment. His whole opposite, day of conglomerate of friends there that formed the ops with heel hook is so piss poor boring. Is so, like I said, anti-entertainment.
Take the belt off of Hangman.
Off of all of them. Get rid of the trios titles. Get rid of Hook as a heel right now. I mean, he could be a heel, but he's got to become a heel. He's just a sniveling little shit whining at this point. That doesn't make you a heel. It makes you annoying. He hasn't come out and, he cost Hangman. But he just whines and bitches. At least MJF stands up for what he believes in.
Hockey game in Bridgeport today.
Why didn't we go there?
Well,
we could have asked him questions about Into Somewhere. I would have if you told me earlier. God, you really are bad at this. Good way to check the emails now.
I can't do interviews because you have a whole list of words I can't say now.
That you keep saying.
What words did I say tonight? Have you seen those jackpot game names? Don't complain about me saying Diddy, brother. Oh my God. You made me say I'm fucking tired.
Right. We had a whole conversation about it.
I said it again, not
so regardless, regardless. I get it. But Vintage Wolf is right. Who she is doesn't know who she is talking about at all. So I don't know what that comment is. MJF is absolutely excellent. And we hear
Yeah, whatever.
think about it. He's going to help us make the division entertaining. He has interesting
No, he's
promo
not.
skills, and he's gonna escalate and bring up the entertainment factor.
It's gonna make me not want to watch AEW anymore.
No,
because
because what's going to happen? Just like every time. Think about it. They just quoted him the other day at the John Huber Memorial. He's been gone, 5 years now? Terrible. And regardless, they said that MJF was the only one to treat Brody Lee like an asshole all day, like a dick. He was mean to him, and then because the kid wanted wrestling to be real. And he knew that that's how MJF was. And while everybody else was so super nice to him and let's play games, let's fly kites, all this stuff, which was important, he knew that he was going to be able to hit MJF later that night with the kendo stick. So he wanted him to feel that. And he just bullied and gave the kid everything. And you want him destroyed now, knowing that he really does have a heart and just plays a bad guy? No. MJF is just really good at pretending to be very evil. And that's the thing here. I really, really am excited by him being champion. I think there's a
Jake,
good deal of change here. I know, and it's bad. That Swerve made the same comparison. No one cared. They did indeed. They brought it up quite a few times. They outright called him, and they said that he used more of that type of water-based lubricant and whatever else. I don't know. Cody, save me! I'm drowning.
Go on, Liv, save us.
Come on, help the talking banana. Well, why are you so mad about MJF? Let me hear some of your astute
I don't
opinion.
like MJF. Can't stand him. Never have liked him. Don't care about him. Don't care about him as a champion.
I just didn't know if there was a particular reason, but it's just.
I just don't like the guy. Okay,
that sounds like me and Lesnar.
Champion.
Well, you know what? I think you might get your wish. I'm not so sure he's going to be there that long. Apparently, word is he's filming soon. So,
well, of course he's probably going to film soon. He's going to take time off and take the belt with him.
Talks about himself as a movie star.
I'll be better off.
Says he's a movie star
than anyone else on that fucking roster being champion.
Well,
I'd rather see somebody other than MJF as the champion. That's all I gotta say. Whatever.
We need to compliment Jake tonight. Everyone in the chat, just let Jake know how sexy he is. And
oh God, he is MTV was starting it, but you're just keeping it up.
Yeah,
it's got to stay real to some of us.
Sexy for
you know what
shirt.
I'm saying? And that's what this is all about. It's all about just keeping it real. Goes wrong.
Do we?
No, we got to keep it real, right? No,
wasn't
that the slogan you kept telling me?
Hangman, so whatever.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Hangman should not have lost already. This.
If we keep it real, then what is this script that you sent me?
Well, that's the revised AEW plan now that MJF is champion. So.
Oh, okay.
You just got to sign that NDA as well. Just sign the NDA and.
Fucking champion.
I'm glad you checked. You like your new fax machine, by the way? Pretty handy, huh? I'm going to get you a pager.
Where'd that come from?
I'm going to get you a pager. This way, when we need you to be into somewhere, pager, and we'll be perfectly fine there. I think that'll work better.
But where's all this stuff coming from? That wasn't in my room like 30 minutes ago.
It's from the fans. They're helping out, supporting the show by becoming members and by leaving super chats. So if you guys want to go ahead and help out the show,
stuff up here in my room.
If they go ahead and help support by donating today, indeed they can, because we put it all towards the show. So thank you guys for helping us better everything around here. Cody is setting up his computer. We've got that built now at least. So progress, steps, it's the initiative, right? We're coming to you in super 4K high def. I just don't have it broadcasting in 4K because I wanted to keep the latency down. So the highest you can go is 1440p. Working on it. This Brawl Street fight was -2 stars. With how just detrimentally bad it was for the tag division.
But Dave Meltzer might say, guys, it was a match that was not really a match, but it theoretically was a match. If you want,
there's a reason why he's really on the naughty list.
I want to consider them moves.
If
you know what I mean. But if they were moves, they were definitely moves. Some were moves, but those moves that were some that weren't moves are.
God damn it, Meltzer! Listen. Edge and
Do
Christian
I
should
sound
have
like
come
him?
back. Edge and Christian should have come. Oh, I thought it was. Edge and Christian should have come back, and they should have saved this show, but instead, they didn't. They broke my heart. They fucked with us, and
What? You blamed me for it. Why are you crying? Don't cry.
because you were supposed to handle it. You were supposed to see Edge in Bridgeport and tell him get to
Did you-
Chicago with Christian.
The countdown
Now-
to Christmas Day 1. Did you tell everyone that we're already on the naughty list for next year?
Yes. Well, not us. I mean, somehow we worked our way back off, but we'll talk about
okay.
closer to New
That's good.
Year's. Regardless, we will have a New Year's Eve show. I don't know what's happening yet, who's available, and what exactly we're doing, but we've worked a few strings, so some balls are going to drop. Regardless, we will let you know more during the Raw review this Monday when we're live. We'll be live as we return live to Raw as
Balls
it was taped
dropping on
last
New
week.
Year's.
So got a big night coming up the week following, but we got to see what they do this week on Monday Night Raw. So it should be entertaining, and then they'll be on the go home for the Netflix / Stranger Things anniversary show now.
Something
Stranger
like that.
Things
Okay.
is involved, oddly
I
enough.
think. I don't know if
Yeah.
I like that. I'm
Hmm.
afraid for those.
I don't think 11's
Collaborate.
going to be there, but maybe they'll have the Demigorgon like snatch up one of them or something, you know? That could be
Good.
interesting. What if Maxine gets sent to the Upside Down and she's got to fight that Demigorgon thing? And then it eats her arm off.
Is this what you're planning for?
It's better than what they came up with most times. Right?
Fair.
No? All right. Well, then you tell me what was better, because then we headed into the women's tag team title defense. Mercedes Moné, CE No, and Athena, who's the forever women's champ for Ring of Honor that they barely address, took on Willow and Harley and the Babes of Wrath.
Waves of Wrath.
Babes of Wrath. And I love me some Harley Cameron, no doubt. She's gorgeous. She's funny. She's super talented, way too talented for them, as I said last night. But this match was a mess, huh? It really was. And I don't want to just be like, oh, it's all Mercedes. But Athena taking
According
on
to
Harley,
someone from
they hit a
New
great
York,
neck breaker. And then she hits a statement maker on Harley, and it looked like hot shit. I
Jake,
mean,
relax here. See, you're on the opposite side of the coin here from
Yeah.
our good fellow from New York. So he thinks that Mercedes Moné is the best women's wrestler in the world.
no. Even though Sports Illustrated was paid for those new categories that AEW won, you know, all the new categories they introduced in the top of the
Yeah.
year list.
Even though Becky Lynch had a better year than her, even though you could argue Rhea, Io, Liv, even Naomi. Had
It's
a better
funny,
year
even
than-
they presented her tonight like, well, all you do is lose. All you've done is lose. And she has. She lost, you know, the main women's title match
wanna know what's
twice.
funny?
And what's that? She has belts
Naomi,
no one
Liv, and
cares about?
Becky were. Yeah, Naomi, Liv, and Becky were all out half the year, and you could argue that they're all still had a better year than Mercedes did.
Yeah, more successful, or at least
Yep.
more of a higher profile. She won all those belts that no one knows of or cares about. So it was never really a thing. Like, oh, you walk out with belts. Yay. Then we had
Whoa.
Darby and Gabe Kidd. And after the women's tag champs retained, I guess they're having, you know, Monet's losing streak continue. Oh, look, she can't do any, like, but it's not selling. She snaps in the back and flips out, and ew, it's good to see her mad, right? That's character development. That's growth. It's just a girl throwing a tantrum. We've known that about her since the Mania freak out on the floor with the tag titles, right?
Uh-huh.
Ask Bailey. Darby Allin, Gabe Kidd, this was just a how much can we hurt each other for real match. It didn't feel like a good win for Darby at the end. They both beat the senseless fuck out of each other. No sense or
It was
meaning.
more like who can bleed the most.
That was the end goal. And it came to be that Darby beats Gabe, But Gabe feels so easily defeatable that this was such a foregone conclusion that, and people are going to say, oh, the violence was earned when you look at this or that. The problem is it's been so delayed. Darby got knocked down the stairs, 10 months ago, I think? And then all of a sudden he comes back to challenge Gabe Kidd, who hasn't really been here consistently because of his schedule. So they've really not had this animosity building that they make it seem like a death feud from what? He kicked him down the stairs again. Well, Darby just sucks at fucking stairs. I mean, it's that simple. He can climb Everest, can't walk up or downstairs, and can't cross the street when there's a bus nearby. He broke his face and his foot. I don't want to hear any polarizing comments bullshit. This was a bloodbath that was not earned or justified. Darby does this. He even started the show off with the, cinematic introductions that he does, his little film student brain. I'm not against it. I'm just pointing it out because I'm ready to see him evolve somehow. You had all that with Sting. You had all of that time, and you've done nothing. You're the same Darby from when you started. And a lot of people are. We're back to the same Luchasaurus and same Jack Perry and the same. Wheeler Yuta needs a fucking what, Cody?
Haircut?
Haircut.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yes. I knew you'd say that.
Wheeler Yuta does need a haircut, I think.
Yeah. He looks like Wrestling Jesus now, and it's not a good look.
Well, he looks like what
not
one of my
hardcore.
friends said tonight over here. He looks like a homeless man.
Yeah, exactly. Wrestling Jesus. And also,
Jake,
this
I heard
match
the theories about you that you were actually Wrestling Jesus.
Really? No, some people never know. All the AI. You might figure it out someday. But
but when you went on to another show, you got a massive haircut and shaved.
Cleared off some body weight too. This just continued on like us. We had the Marina Shafir, Claudia Wheeler, and Garcia Death Riders match against Tony Storm, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, Roderick Strong. This was mixed nuts mayhem. Just like some people,
whatever happened to that guy? Does he still make videos? Wrestling Jesus?
I don't know. It's a good question. I did see Sean.
You muted yourself. You saw what?
I saw Sean's view in a locale live chat the other day, so that was funny to see him pop up there.
You did?
Yes. Funny enough, I saw his name pop up, and I was like, holy shit, talk about a blast from the past. Yeah, so Death Riders versus Conglomeration, who had this most cringe-inducing, not even funny, Full House style introduction, but it was just them getting up one by one and standing in front of each other, and them going like it was just a bunch of random gay bullshit.
I thought we weren't supposed to say some words, Jake.
Oh, God, I had to be even with you. So 1-1. Well, 3-2, but I'll catch up.
I said it when we were talking about not being able to say it. I'm like, so that's
right. Well, so you're 3. I'm gonna build them up slowly. I've got
say one more thing. I want to be even with you.
Not yet. I gotta let the anticipation build. All right. We gotta see how far I could push this because this shit was not Full House. It was not even Fuller House. It was not even Boy Meets World with the girl involved. The girl sees the world. This was just.
Did you see that Fuller House?
It was Netflix bullshit. It was all garbage, all just hot garbage.
Some people try to argue that was better than the original Full House, bro.
And they've also never touched grass, or that sickness did something in their brains. Regardless, this was not a fun match. Like I didn't enjoy it. I liked the Joe Hendry Christmas concert. My thing was, I'm afraid that that's all they're going to do for Hendry. Say his name, he appears, and nothing, no story.
Jingle bells, Miz
has tiny balls, right? Like I told you, it is. He does. He just does it. He gets it every time. He knows how to produce. Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
I'm telling you, Joe Hendry. You know,
wait, Miz or
Hendry? Yes. Hendry.
Because we're talking about his balls and
yeah, but the Miz does have tiny balls, and we know it. But I liked that Christmas segment. It didn't kill me, honestly, and
they stole our stick with the mixing the Easter Bunny with Christmas. By the way,
Yeah, that's a problem. Well, that was another thing
I
we were
thought-
being sued for, and
Wait, they're suing us?
yeah,
We came up with it first.
I know, but they're saying they did, and we know they didn't, but they have bigger law firms. Our time traveling
just pro
lawyer's
wrestling
good,
and-
but we just don't have a lot of money to put into it. And
Wait, pro wrestling in general is just suing us. Every company, AEW for defending MJF with that promo with Swerve.
Yep.
WWE for the Easter Bunny and Christmas mix up, and that was going to be their idea.
Yep.
The
T-shirt thing.
For us, the T-shirt thing.
Yeah.
And
That's still bad. I feel so bad about that. I didn't know the artwork said it. Whoever you paid snuck that in there. I didn't realize when you put it all together, it said Statlander and Jamie Hayter
wait, no,
was ridiculous.
There's more.
What else are we being sued for?
Well, I got us sued for this one. You kind of agreed with me, so we're both getting sued.
What
we
now?
are being sued for Liv Morgan saying she's going to turn face.
I thought we settled that.
No, apparently there's a new lawsuit
God.
because. Oh, Jesus. Well,
how many
and
cheeseburgers?
The JD one when you.
How
said,
many cheeseburgers does Liv Morgan want this time?
I don't know.
Sliders?
Why don't you ask?
Or the ones with the bacon?
Wait.
Because those are from AEW, like exclusive now. I don't know how much White Castle we can bring her without the AEW branding being all over it. It's going to be a problem. I know she's addicted to them.
Well, her fans probably know her favorite burger shop because they know.
No, we
like,
know it's
literally
White Castle. I just don't know how many
Oh.
sliders she wants this time. It was 56 last time, and
Oh, we're not being sued for money?
no,
at least
no.
that's
She said
nice.
we could settle so long as we got her sliders, and they had to be
So-
fresh.
So food?
Yeah,
That's all it took?
it's all it took. You don't know how to get through a girl's heart, my friend. Not much like men, right through the stomach. All blades work if they're sharp enough. But listen, like, Statlander, Jamie Hayter, embarrassing hot garbage. Because Statlander was more about emoting to the audience. You know, she's in her Taylor Swift phase. She, the
Jake,
eldest daughter.
I just got a phone call from WWE.
Yeah,
They said you said a hot garbage.
yeah.
They said that is copyright infringement to WWE's SmackDown.
How many chicken nuggies?
We're getting sued again because that's Dominic's thing.
You catch on quick. He's got a friend in the copyright department, all right? You grease the wheel with Dominic, who may or may not be injured. We are not allowed to speculate on. But if we bring him enough chicken nuggies, do you think he'll tell us? Come on, you think he's hurt, right?
Maybe.
You think he's hurt? I heard you
I'm
before.
afraid to
You're
answer because if I said because before we went on there, I said it and you started screaming.
afraid.
Okay, yes, I do
Afraid?
think he potentially might be hurt.
I knew it.
What?
You would speculate on someone being injured, wouldn't you? This was a test, Cody.
I'm sorry.
You would speculate on someone's injury, Cody? How do you think that would make him feel if he heard that you thought he was injured?
You probably wouldn't care.
No, it would break his heart because that would mean you thought he didn't perform as well as he could have because something must be physically wrong with him to act such a way. That's what
But
we're telling him. That's what we're doing.
In every sport, injuries are speculated when
Listen,
he gets hurt. No?
I don't know how much more I could defend this, but you need to fuck off, all right? We have to not get sued anymore. I can't afford it. And on top of it,
Oh, so you agree with me, but you're just trying not to
give him the
sue.
chicken nuggies. Yes, God damn it. How much more can I teach you these things? Listen,
Wait,
caught on day
where
one.
does he like his chicken?
Agree, don't get sued. You
Where
signed
does
the
he like his
NDA,
chicken
fine.
nuggies?
I'm going to have to get it tattooed to your face and put a mirror in front of you. Statlander, like I said, just showing off. She was going through her Madonna era, her diva performance, and Hayter wanted to just lay in the Haterade, the clothesline over and over and over, but kept missing. And then all of a sudden she hoists her up, but she slips out and she gets the win. And it was like Saturday Night Fever pinfall. But it just, I don't know, the fans didn't really have a favorite. They just cheered for the moments in the match, like the pile driver, the package pile driver, or like the fisherman suplex. Like anytime there was a near fall, they cheered, but they didn't cheer again because they didn't want to boo Statlander or Hater. They shouldn't have booked this match this way. There was no reason to have face versus face here. There wasn't this tournament thing. It's a matter of pride. And so Statlander comes out, but no one's cheering. No one's excited that she beat Jamie because they didn't want to see Jamie lose either. It's a tough situation. And it was a physical match, but the psychology was deeply lacking. Again, this was slow paced and it really ate up a lot of the fans' energy. We covered the Moxley match. Do you guys have anything to add to the women's main event, the women's title match, I mean to say? I didn't think so. I mean, main event time. This was the highlight of the show. This Fatal 4-Way AEW Championship match. Samoa Joe putting his title on the line. We got Swerve Strickland, a.k.a. Can I call him Green Lantern?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if I'd get all right because they're so copyright heavy around here. And
Well, I mean, that's what he was dressed up like.
All right, so the lantern, does that work?
Yeah, that worked.
All right. The superhero.
Yeah, sure, that'll work too.
All right. Came up with Prince Nana, and then Hangman Page, looking more like a badass. I will give him that. Like he's even bigger.
I will never forget the AEW event I was at when he came out on a horseback.
I forgot about that, and he just was ginormous because he's up so high. That horse had to sit, I think,
was at
6
that
feet
event
up.
when he came out on horseback. I was like, "Where's Hangman? Here he comes!" And on a
Yeah.
daggum horse, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
There's some stages and stuff where he just looks gigantic, and here, the way they filmed him, I want to make one comment that I forgot to say early on, and I don't know what the issue was, if it was the arena, if it was AEW, but it ruined every entrance for me because of how the echo reverbed either off the walls and they bled back. I mean, it should have been controlled. Usually the way they pick up the audio, it's not that. I don't know if it's because the house was being picked up like the broadcast and the replay of the audience. Regardless, you heard, like, if the snare is on 4, you heard it at like 1 and 2. There it was 2. Like, you just heard it echo and off time. So everything was, if it's da-da-da, it's da-da-da-da-da, like everything had extra notes, everything had, and it was really distracting. And anything with drums or heavy snare was just a total mess the entire night. And it was a bizarre. So every entrance kind of made you feel like you were drunk, or you have like when you can hear yourself, and when you can't hear yourself, you sound like an idiot. Watch, I right now, I can hear myself. I could do it for a little bit, and then I start to get God damn it. It's really hard. Yeah. It's really hard. Regardless, it
messes up your head.
Yeah, it screws up because it's delayed ever so slight, so your brain just. It's all fucked, Regardless, it ruined a lot of entrances, and the pyro would go off and it would just echo over it, and it just sounded like a bowl of noise. I don't know if that came across for anybody else, but I know in chat we saw it certainly for a while happening. So regardless, thank you guys for being here and hanging out with us tonight. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like button. Make sure you follow Cody and Liz on all the socials in the description box down below. We've got Liz on Twitch, Cody on
Someone pointed out as well, though.
Yes.
The Sora thing.
Yes.
They did not only copy the Easter Bunny and Christmas thing. They copied the song Jingle Bells, Jingle Balls. So-and-so has tiny balls. I sing that.
I know.
About you.
I know.
That's actually funny.
I know.
They just, literally copied
both. They're like, oh, I see what they're doing on the show. I wish I had that one queued up because you made me cry in that one. This main event was great, though. I mean, I wish you wouldn't tell everybody so openly about my tiny balls, but can't all be dreamers, right? Must be nice. Fucking 15-inch cock, but marbles. Peas.
You're crying again?
No, just thinking about the plastic surgery cost. That's why I'm doing this. Prosthetic testicles. I think it's going to look great.
Oh,
I'm finally going to have those balls, Cody. They're only 40 grand a piece, so you know how
Wait.
much we've actually
But what
generated
about
so
her?
far? Let's find
How
out.
much?
Do you want to know for real? Let's find out.
Yeah.
Into Somewhere has been cranking now. We've been really, just pumping out the content. So we're
Speaking about YouTubers,
$17.82.
wow,
Right.
that's how much. You want to speak
That's-
about YouTubers real quick? I'm sorry. Before we get into this main event, let's
Yes.
talk about something.
What are we doing
like,
now? Oh God.
Back in the day, like that Call of Duty group. Like,
Yes.
What's that called? FaZe Clan, right?
FaZe Clan. Yes.
So what the hell happened to their biggest member just getting removed?
I am curious. Okay, this is an interesting question. I'm baffled because I don't
That's
know.
he's the biggest member of their
Yeah,
group,
why
right?
would he just leave? That sounds bizarre to me.
But they all
and-
left.
No, a few of them still maintained ownership and held on to.
And
Whatever-
he
even
was
though
like
they
their
went
biggest star. He was
public.
the face.
Yeah,
of FaZe.
he held on to a majority of certain amount of shares so that he could retain ownership and say in
And
the
he
company.
couldn't get kicked. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he had some type of protection. So
And he had
he
the most
resigned.
subscribers
They
and all
said that he chose to resign. So something bad is either going to come out. I mean, a real scandal.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's worse
Because-
than anything because we don't know. People speculate on that, and that's the issue with speculation in those
Is there
regards.
anyone bigger in FaZe than that FaZe Rug guy?
I thought Banks was really big, but Ruggs,
is Banks?
Ruggs is really up there. So
I like watching.
They're
I like
both up
watching
there,
FaZe
you're right.
Rug.
nice,
Banks-
Pico.
No, you might be right. Banks might be a little more popular, right? You're right. I think, right?
Pico got a great deal on his penis reduction surgery. He's going to give you the number. Awesome, because there's
So
some
who are
greedy
the owners?
doctors.
Was it Banks and Rug?
I thought
something like that?
Banks, Rug,
Yeah.
and FaZe Toaster.
FaZe
I like
Toaster.
watching. I watch FaZe Rug whenever he has.
Wasn't that his name, the brave little toaster?
I mean, that was your name.
No,
remember
I'm
when
serious. I
you
don't remember his
were-
name, but he had the brave little toaster icon at one point. That I remember.
Shit.
So
Shit, I'm trying to think now. Fuck. Now I need to know.
yeah, the ops are the weakest group ever. I'm telling you. I don't know what type of scandal he's gotten himself into, but it's got to be bad. If
And it's weird because he's usually that.
I mean, that's got to
he
be
was the squeaky
generational.
clean one,
That's
right?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's been for the most part, he's gotten into a couple of the crypto scam-ish things, but he wasn't like
His brother was usually
knowingly-
the issue, not him.
Yeah, he really was the one to keep his himself out of the fire, and
Because
instead,
that was
it's
FaZe
not
Rug's
great.
brother, right? That did that Starbucks thing that flipped out because
Yeah, that
they
was
had
his brother.
Starbucks.
Yes, that was his brother.
Broadus.
Broadus. Yes.
Broadus. Wait, how do you? I don't know.
I don't know,
I
bravado
don't know how you
was
say
what
it.
I
I
was
just say
saying.
Broadus.
Yeah, it's bravado to me. And
Yeah.
he's got none because he just goes ahead and, like you said, he flexes on people, and people don't care for the most part.
His
and
brothers
nobody
and
sees that.
Rug was usually a nice guy, but like you've said with Cena, Liv, and others, like the nicest, squeaky clean people
Yeah, you don't
probably
know how
are like
people
the
truly
biggest
are.
jackasses.
You don't know
real life.
people for real, and that's why people have these parasocial relationships. And I tell people to be careful because
And people
you
get
never know what's
mad
out
when
there.
you say someone like you don't know if Liv the nicest person in real life. They're like, she's nice at her meet and greets. She's the nicest person on that roster.
Wad is Brawadis. There you go.
Brawadis. That's how you pronounce it.
Brawadis. Brackis.
Brawadis.
No, it's not Brackis.
Yeah, you just
It's
don't
bravado.
leave.
You're
And
not going
FaZe
to
would
leave
not want.
and that money be gone
their
and have you
biggest
not
member to
be
leave.
have you be no longer representing the company. And then you said you left willingly on your own accord. You chose to step down. So you would only do that to like leave them from being either charged or
And how
found
much
guilty
money
of some type of
He
thing.
makes being one of the owners. He's not just going to willingly step down.
Yeah, they'd have to buy him out. I'm sure there's some type of like what do you call it? Exit plan in place. So it's
There
pretty
was no-
crazy.
And he's still kind of young himself. Like, there's no way he was like, yeah, I'm just going to step down because reasons.
Yeah,
reason.
something happened. Yeah,
Hey, it's a
Banks,
random
who left
Saturday.
in July due to scam allegations. Yeah, they all left, including Banks, who left in July due to scam allegations. So yeah, it's been falling
All the
apart
owners
for a
left?
while. I guess so. That's what Nate's saying. And
the
I see
fuck?
some articles here that they pretty much lost everybody to the scam allegations, and most of it was just corporatized now because they went public with it, and most
You
of the
know-
owners were just like shareholders kind of thing.
Not trying to make Jake a Mr. Know-it-all, but he's had a, like, I think, feeling about, he's like, it's weird how he just seems like overly top
Nice.
nice, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, you get to that point where you're like, you really got to present yourself, and there's a reason
so-
you can't ever bother anybody. You don't want to have any negative interaction because you don't want people to look at you in any questionable way. That's why usually think about every serial killer ever. What have they always said? There's my next oopsie. They always, oh my God, Cody was so nice. He was so quiet, so kind. I was shocked. It's always that profile. Why? Because they make themselves chameleons and assume lists, and you don't want to make yourself be investigatory, or speculative on, whatever you want to call it, investigated.
So, like with wrestlers,
interviewed.
like, do you go off their meet and greets with how nice they are? Like,
No, I mean, you
you
should.
go-
That's definitely a part of you. Certainly, like you could see who has genuine care for the audience, who just does it for the paycheck, and who can't hide that they're apathetic to fans. I mean, it's all of the above, certainly, and that plays.
I get
a part
no
in it.
shade towards Cena and Living It, but they seem like two people that do it for the money because, like,
And that's okay
No
too.
offense to
They're
Liv.
playing characters. It's the same as him
Yeah,
signing
like-
as Peacemaker. I mean, really, it's the same idea.
no
but
offense to Liv, because
they only
she
go
went
so
on this
far.
whole campaign. It upsets me if people like show my mugshot, but like that she kicked a fan out. Then a week later on Logan Paul's video,
It's funny.
Logan Paul makes a meme of her mugshot and she starts laughing and wanted it played again.
And that's funny. So that's why I said the
Yeah,
hypocritical
so
nature that comes
just
out
fake.
depending on who's around. It's all about
Yeah.
views. And he even said to her, "Oh, I thought you said it wasn't funny." And she's like, "No, it's funny."
Yep, just shows
So-
how much of hypocrites they all are and fake.
Justin Roberts did the
They all
in-ring introductions for the main event: Hangman, MJF, Swerve, and Samoa Joe. And he went on forever, much like we did with FaZe. But we'll find out more, and we'll keep an eye on that story because now you've got me curious. Swerve
Yeah,
and Paige.
that's something big's coming out, by the way. Yeah, it has to, right?
Yeah, exactly. Swerve and Paige started off, and they took turns basically just countering each other for a while, and then you saw MJF just get himself clocked by everybody. Swerve hit Paige with the dead eye. That was cool. Eventually, Hangman comes back with a huge buckshot lariat. It looks like he's going to win, but that's when Joe breaks it up. Joe gets the coquina clutch in, I think, 7 different times, but it always looks super effective. This was a great paced but constant action match. It didn't have like 1,000 miles an hour, but it would pick up, it would slow down, but somebody was always doing something. Even when the 4 men were selling, like MJF was swearing or doing something to grab your attention, there was always something advancing the story, the plot of how is MJF going to take advantage of this? How is Joe going to retain? How is Swerve going to stop Hangman? How all these things played into it. And you saw Nana try to rally the troops, a bunch of times. The ops come out and they start fucking up the house. And security basically take down a bunch of them. So does Swerve. He does the house call stomp to the outside. And he takes down Hobbs and Hook and all them, are taken out of there. Eventually after this, it leads to Swerve going up and he hits Samoa Joe with the big Swerve stomp while he had the coquina clutch locked in on Hangman. And eventually this is when MJF came in and just took over, and that led to him hitting Samoa Joe with a heat seeker. He pins him 1, 2, 3. He wins the title. He gets to the top, and that was it. The stage glows as he fades to black, and MJF is our new AEW champion. I give this main event like a 9 out of 10. This match was like I said, well thought out, well placed, well planned, well wrestled, well managed. I mean, you may not love the winner in all cases, but at least up until the 1, 2, 3, all of it made sense. There was never a moment where I was like, oh, how could you kick out of this? They had somebody else break it up. Oh, how could this one not tap? Oh, they made him stop. How did this one not? Well, oh, I thought he was done. Well, we'll never know because MJF broke it up. He might have dropped his arm for the third time. Like there was always something that didn't break logic. They didn't have to go to 1,000 different weapons. They didn't create like too many dramatic near falls. So when they did have them, and they had so many tonight, they really were able to like rein it into moments that really mattered. And I forget how long this was. I think it was 20 minutes altogether about that. So it was a long night for sure. But this being so effective, having this be like a 9 out of 10 for me for such a high rating, surprisingly, because it came out so much better than the rest of the night. And the rest of the night probably gets a 3. So that would mean this brings it up a little bit to like maybe a 4.5, maybe a 4 altogether for this night for me. I don't know how both of you feel.
So for me, I think honestly, I'm not even trying to be. The main event like saved the show a little bit, so I'll probably give this around a 4.
Yeah, it seems to make sense. I mean, Wardlow has been sent to pasture. He's not missing. He's just never coming back. No, when he did come back briefly, he got injured again, and then he was going back to American Gladiators until the injury was away or something. It was weird, but what are they going to do with him to the point where, like, every time they start to build anything with him, they skip out on important story elements or, oh, his hair's gone. Now let's tell you the story of why his hair mattered. Weeks later. Oh, my dad had cancer and couldn't grow his hair out, so he wanted me to. But you already cut it off. That should have been told a year ago. So now you always knew, oh, his long, luscious hair, trying to keep his father's memory alive. Like, these things should be built to. Fire matches, sure, but I am a sucker for story. And the main event had it. Why? Because MJF feels like he's trying out for WWE the entire time. That's half of his gimmick.
Vince loved him, like, by the way. Like, when he thought, like, he was going to actually leave AEW a few years, Vince wanted him.
I think when Vince was no longer there, he was worried about Triple H. I genuinely believe that, because why would he not, stop in? You stop and watching WWE, I can't argue with, because there's points where I'm like, why? It's so formulaic right now. It's very, again, tedious and boring at times. You get to shows and you're like, all right, it's not bad wrestling. You get good wrestling out of it. But then name one champ that's exciting right now in WWE. CM Punk, he's not really doing anything with the title. He's just the champion. Same thing with like Stephanie Vaquet or even Maxine. Her big thing, she took down Becky. Okay, and then what? Eventually, she fought Ivy Nile in a 2-minute match and won. Oh, then what? Nothing. Nothing at all. She went to a bunch of signings. Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what about, the IC champ, or what about the US champ, or what about, and it's like, well, the US title's being defended weekly, so Carmelo's got it now. That's something. All right, but that's kind of consistently been there, but it's a mid-card title, so it's elevating people to the mid-card. It's doing its job, but when you don't have the belt anymore, then what? Ilya, is he just going to fall to the background because he doesn't have the belt? Because it didn't elevate him to show that he's ready for the main title, right? So what's the purpose of the mid-card title? It used to be you got the IC title and then you were ready for the main card title, the main title. And that's not really the case or purpose anymore. It's kind of just lost a lot. And Stephanie Velcro, she's got this great title right now, and she's doing what with it? Taking on a Bella. And now Roxanne's getting involved. They're having a 3-way. I didn't say it, you did.
Yeah.
I see why people certainly would stop, though. No one wants to play Triple H's game. We're seeing how things are being booked, and it's money over everything else. Entertainment is last. Because if they weren't worried about finances, they wouldn't have pushed out of New Orleans and they wouldn't be going to Saudi for the Rumble and for Mania.
Again, if you ever need a good laugh, just go to their WrestleMania Saudi Arabia announcement where Undertaker, Bianca, Charlotte, Liv, Rollins, Logan Paul, all were just there.
Yeah.
like
And-
zombies.
And I've said that as well. Nikki's not been bad. It's that the character she's portraying is poorly written again. And also her motivations are quite lacking. The heel turn didn't really make a ton of sense, but hey, all right, we'll go with it. You know, it's a jealousy thing, really. That's the underlying tone here. All right, fine. But they should be doing so much more. That's why I'm hoping MJF turns this into something great, because it's something different. Does this get Hangman back the title he shouldn't have lost? He never should have lost his title to Samoa Joe. That soon after All In, when it was such a big moment for the company to derail and dethrone the Death Riders and eliminate them entirely, so the Death Riders are no more, right?
Are they no more? I don't
No.
think that's.
Oh, damn it. I'm telling you. So, yeah, giving this show a 4 is unfortunate, because I don't. It's such a roller coaster affair. There are decent moments, but overall, the main event is the match of the night. And hey, I'm fine with that, but it didn't feel like a $50 pay-per-view and entertainment value, just in length only. And
It
that's
would've
not
been
great.
better MJF will have lost.
I mean, hey, if they made it exciting and Hangman won, I wouldn't have hated that either. I would have liked, even if Swerve won, I would have been excited. I don't want to see Joe retain here, because he just doesn't fit in that main event scene right now. And I that's why I said it. The ending be damned. So long as it's somebody different, that's what I wanted to go with. Either Swerve or MJF is a really good
I
choice.
can't wait
too.
for Ospreay to come back. Oh my fucking god!
Hopefully he's doing better and feeling better. That's the main thing, and then he can see what he can do. You know, he's got to see
Give
how he
me Kenny
feels after
Omega
neck
as a
fusion.
champion again. I don't care. Anybody but MJF.
Anybody but MJF. Well, we'll have to eventually make that into a shirt for Liz. Anybody but MJF.
Yeah.
I can't stand that man.
You've never liked him, I know. I had to tease you
No,
before, but I didn't know if there was ever a particular reason.
No, I tell you a story. I went to that same AEW show that Hangman showed up on a horse. Was the same show that Cody Rhodes took the 10 lashes from MJF.
Ah.
So
That was when he eventually then had to face Wardlow in the cage match where
Yeah.
he broke his toe. And
Yep.
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Makes sense. You know, he laid
And
that
here,
on thick.
and being there live in person and listening to those 10 lashes that Cody took in person, ouch.
Yeah, I get it, because he made every last one count and a couple of
Oh yeah,
couple
oh
extra
yeah,
on top.
and each one got louder and louder.
And Cody loves. Think about how many times Cody's been lashed and whipped, and
He likes it.
yeah, I mean, he really probably should have been a after all that, right?
I
No.
tell you, I was like,
Oh.
whew.
Well, think about it. They just kept getting whipped over and over, and no, too much.
Yeah, he
Ah.
likes it.
I know he does, but never mind.
Oh,
I think I thought too far. Any final comments? Anybody on AEW World's End? I feel right giving it a 4. Liz, do you have your final score? Actually, I don't know if I.
I don't know. I'm like half asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a 5.
5 sounds
know.
fair. I feel you. So, Liz, please tell these lovely people where they could find you first
Yeah.
and foremost.
Well, you can find me on Twitch at DJ Anime 2016. DJ Anime 2016.
Yes, indeed.
I'll be streaming some more Yakuza probably later today. Now that it's Sunday, so because I'll be busy tomorrow on Monday night, so I can't stream on Monday night. So I figure I'll stream tomorrow or later today now. So
Yes, indeed. Well, there you go. So, and you gotta catch up on some beauty rest, and then you go ahead and get some Yakuza in
yeah,
there.
it won't be. It'll be like later. Like
Later.
tonight.
Exactly.
Later Sunday night. Later on Sunday night.
Exactly. Well, we're heading into the new year indeed. I appreciate you all being here. Cody, tell these amazing people where they could find you, my friend.
sure
Yeah.
thing. You can find me over on my Twitter or X, whatever you like to call it nowadays, at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube. Speaking about the new year, we're gonna bring in the new year with some gaming content for real this time, people.
Finally.
Yes. We got the PC. Jake's a witness. We got the PC monitor, all that almost set up, ready to go, and then I'll
It's
sound
built.
better because then I can use that microphone instead of having to connect it to my phone.
Get
All
rid of
that.
that delay. Indeed. That'll be
That's
that'll
that
be
Judgment
beautiful.
Day era.
Mm.
And you can find
There you
me over on my Instagram, no longer a Judgment Day page chill, because I guess you can't have ice and drinks anymore. Right, Jake?
That's right. That's how it
But
goes.
you
No
can make
longer
fun of
paid
people,
show.
people passing away. That's fine.
Hey, you know what?
But-
One hand washes the other.
You're fair.
Wax on, wax off, buddy.
You get
That's
it.
anything I can teach you. That's how it goes forever and always.
That's how you read the room and be the real, true personality of that person, if they're okay with that. But
That's
okay
how I
with
use
the
my
room chill.
Jedi sense. Guys,
Your
thank you
Jedi
so
sense?
much. Yes. Thank
Oh,
you so
yeah,
much
my
for hanging
Instagram.
out with
What is
us.
my Instagram?
You know, what is your
Say it
Instagram?
from- forget.
It's Cody _ Onini _ 316. That's right. That's where you can go ahead and
That's
find
right.
him on Instagram. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on Twitch, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. That's where we hang out the most. We're halfway to 14. We're halfway to 15,000 subs. We're at like 14,500 already. We just hit that on Christmas Eve, so we're cooking. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I appreciate it greatly. AEW World's End is out. We will see you all Monday for the live Raw review. Until then, check out more content. And as always, I appreciate you all greatly. Stay sexy and have a great night.